World of Tanks with me, Tech, and this is what I call the 7-kill donk. This is a replay that I recorded the other night. Just want to highlight this OI. I don't know if you just saw there, he's rated 61% win rate. He still hasn't learned that driving a tank the size of a house on that ridgeline is not a good idea. How quickly do you think he's going to die? Yeah. Well, that worked out well for him, didn't it? Oh well. Anyway, I'll continue. As you can see, there's heavy contestants for this hill. I initially start pushing up onto the hill because obviously the T29, while this turret is completely troll, you can't really get much stronger than the T29's turret. And you will also notice I'm firing gold rounds to start off with, and that's basically because I was just fucking about with basically the loadouts of shells. I want to see a comparison between what I can do without the gold rounds and what I can do with the gold rounds, and this just happened to be the one that I did with the gold rounds. But anyway, I begin the match off by starting to have a little play around with this T34-100, and a wild K1S comes out, and he doesn't last long either. So now I've just evened the score to 1-all because he doesn't have a fire extinguisher, and my premium round goes straight through him. Probably wasn't too happy about that, but tanks are tanks, that's what happens. But there's an incredibly lucky shell, to be honest. I really wasn't expecting that. But we'll just continue the replay now. And anyway, so we've contested, we've got T29 to the left of us, and we've also got a couple of tanks trying to flank around to the side of us. And you can see I keep trying to trade shots with this T34-100. Such a bad idea. One, because he's the reason that I was actually firing a premium to start off with, was because I was thinking his turret is really troll, and same for the AMX, so I just want to make sure that I can pen through them. And to be fair to me, I do duff a lot of shots to start off with. Probably a lot of questionable shots, and where I probably shouldn't have fired premium. I do, but as I said, this was more of an experimental round, and yeah. So the T34-100 actually hits my gun there, and I just put it back into action. And we're going to have some contestants on our flank in a second, because what I should do for this T34-100 that I haven't yet is I should fall back and make him, like, force him to come out if he wants shots at me. But I didn't realise this until later, but it's alright, we still managed to pull this off. So anyway, we have a number of tanks contesting this hill at the moment. So far our damage blocked is up to 1,300 and our actual damage done is only 521, but it's going up slowly. And this is where I noticed the tanks on the flank are getting a little bit too aggressive for my liking, and I decide it's time to start dealing with these guys rather than the T34-100, who's just kind of keeping me pinned down, which isn't really helpful for my team. So I've decided to maybe try and just pressure these guys a little bit, just keeping mindful of the T34-100's location and what he's doing at the time, just to see if I can maybe do stuff. And I see this guy, I try and shoot that kind of radio antenna, I don't know what that is, but apparently it doesn't seem to do much. I think my shell went slightly lower than the mantle, and artillery decides to give it a little bit of attention. I get ready for a shot from the T34-100, I see he's pulling out, and I'm also being careful of the other T29. T34-100 actually puts a shot and it doesn't damage anything, sorry, and I managed to put a shot straight through the hull of the other T29. I think the T34-100 sees his chance here and thinks it's time for me to go, and now I pull back, you'll see he's forced to come out, and he tries to come along here, not realising his hull armour is actually exposed. I don't really know what this Type 59 sorry, was doing, but it doesn't really, maybe he didn't see me, but yeah. The AMX gets finished by someone down the hill, which I'm very thankful for, because that wouldn't have been a fun hit, and I also come up to finish off the OI after he takes a massive artillery hit, and I can just about hit this part of his upper glacis, and that takes him out of the game. We're now up to 1,400 damage and 4 kills, and we've got about blocked 2,500 damage. We get a nice bit of encouragement from the team there, which is always helpful. I really encourage people to do stuff like this, because when I was playing this really gave me the encouragement to actually carry on fighting heavily. I mean, the amount that I've done already, I mean, like, in a static game that would probably be enough to kind of push the tables, but my team seem pretty inevitably just kind of melting away around me now. So I decided to finish off the Wolverine. Now, the questionable move there was, should I have taken out the J Panther or should I have taken out the Wolverine? The thing was, the Wolverine was already spotted, and I'd already put a shot. If I'd gone and put a shot into the J-Panther, which I'm doing now, I would have alerted him more to my presence, and he might have also tried to pin me down. And I was kind of happy just engaging 1-on-1 rather than 2-on-1. And as we can see, I've turned the engagement again into a 1v1 multiple times. The shell narrowly misses our turret. I believe he was going for a cupola. I get a bit unlucky with that shot. I thought possibly the shot would kind of maybe go just to the left of the gun mantlet, but I guess it either bounced or just went a little bit to the right and missed. I try and line a shot up on this IS. I take a little bit too long to do so. I probably should have just moved and pushed down to support the T29 too. But I do decide in the end it is probably beneficial for me to go and try and help. You can see the IS takes a big hit, and there is the J-Panther again. And then, yeah, I get very unlucky again, and the shot bounces off his gun mantlet. I decide just to take a hold down location, just in case, and I have one shot here, and we line the shot up, and there we go. There is the 6th kill, sorry, that's a top gun. We're now up to 2,700 damage blocked still, and we're up to about 2,800 damage done. It's not impressed. Well, it's impressive, but it's not massive. But as I say, we'll carry on. I decide at this point in the battle it's probably about time to try and deal with this IS, because I feel he's kind of lived long enough. So I come down to come and support the T29 too. Now the questionable move here was, should I have pushed over the hill and kind of let this guy deal with him? The answer to that is probably no, because I see he takes a big hit from the IS. And the T29 too, yeah, maybe he would have reloaded, but I believe the IS was going for a ram at the last minute here. And I literally just get in to save him just in time. This is where things start turning a little bit sour. I get hit by the Panther once and it damages my fuel tanks, and then he hits me again, and the inevitable happens, and I set on fire. I managed to smash the fire extinguisher just in time, and managed to get myself into some solid cover where I'll be in a hold down position just in case he tries to pop out. I also think about maybe trying to push over this open bit of ground here, but I have a hunch that Panther's actually sitting just up on that tree line, and he's waiting for me to do so, so I really don't want to be kind of giving him that shot that he's looking for. With both of us being now reduced down to about 6% of our health, if not less, I decide it's probably time to try and set an angle up to see if I can get some shots off some other people just over that hill, so camping on that little hill. We have some, as you can see, there's the SU8 is getting encouraged, maybe get stuck in and maybe try and help him spot. But to be fair to him, I'm happy with him where he is. I mean, there is a possibility of them trying to flank round and them taking out the artillery from around the cap side, but they don't. But yeah, my thought train right now is to try and get as much concealment between me and the Panther, and to be fair, I feel that was a misplay, because if I'd stayed where I was, I probably would be able to be supporting the Panther right now. The Panther, the T29 too, where he managed to get a couple of shots into the Panther, and I thought the Panther was going to try and come out a little further, so I put in a shot there, just wondering if it does anything. Now, I was going to go for the hill lab, but I saw the T29 die, and I didn't really feel that was going to be the strong play. Looking back on it, it probably would have been, but I kind of felt that I needed to stay kind of within sort of like spotting distance of the cap, just in case, because the time's now down to 5 minutes. It's soon going to be coming to the threshold where they won't be able to cap anymore, and of course it's an encounter battle, so it takes about 2 minutes 58 seconds for the cap to be kind of taken. So I feel at this point it's probably more worthwhile to kind of try and see if I can spot just for a couple of minutes or a minute or so until I know what their intentions are, because obviously if I go up onto the hill and they decide to try and cap, I'm not 100% if I'll have the speed to be able to get down there in time, and obviously if there's more than one of them, they will just kill me. With the health I'm a one shot for both of them, or all three of them, sorry. I mean, the artillery I'm not so worried about, and neither the Jagdpanzer, but the Panther is a big problem for me right now. He is statistically a very good player, and you can, well, at the moment, I'm not particularly rated as a good player, but life goes on. My experience comes from the battles that I've played so far, and I feel I'm okay. I'm trying to turn it around, we'll see what happens. But the artillery decides to go down to the J3 section. He ends up trying to go to the F2 section. Now, the ironic thing here is I don't actually know how this battle ended. I believe it obviously was a loss, but the interesting thing here is the positioning of the SU5. Now, personally, I don't know if that was the strongest play for him. I mean, yeah, he's now covering the cap circle with spotting distance and also possibly spotting the Panther. Well, could be in spotting distance of the Panther. The amount of concealment between him and the Panther probably means he won't get the spot off because the bush mechanics will not allow that to. As you can see, I'm still sat here till about the 4-minute mark. But it's at this point I start getting a little bit worried, thinking, well, my 6th sense hasn't gone off at all, and I was expecting maybe for the Panther to try and come round to try and do something. So I decide it might be in my best interest to kind of come off and kind of come round. Now, this is an interesting bit here. I come round, I managed to spot the Panther. He was sneaking around behind me. I tried to lead the shot and I fluffed. I fluffed the shot, and obviously now I've fluffed the Panther spotted me, and it allows him to do that to me. Now it's only the artillery left, and to be honest, I rage quit there. I think we're all kind of capable of rage quitting, but yeah. Anyway, if you like the replay, unfortunately I couldn't finish it off. I couldn't finish the game, but I have a couple more replays to upload at some point, and I hope you really enjoyed this. As I said, if you liked it, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in a bit. Take it easy.